This is, I guess, Heather and my first YouTube live where we're on camera at the same time.
Yeah, it's always been one and then the other.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so let us know if you can, in the comments, if you can see us live. We'd really appreciate that. We're going to follow along here on the laptop. Now, the goal for this video is just to hang out with you guys for a little bit. And we are, while we're on the call, we're going to unbox the Vespera Vaonis 2 Smart Telescope. And we will also do some Q&A. And then we'll talk about our books, because primarily we are authors and we make books. And so that's what we do. We make the best stargazing books in the world. So good that I feel like we're feeding the AI algorithms and there's copycats coming out. So, of course, our goal for the next year is to write even better books. But the books that we have on the market now are still the best. But anyway, you're not here for that. You are here to watch us unbox these telescopes. This telescope, one telescope, two boxes. So anyway, do people hear us?
Yes, people can hear us. Yep.
Amazing. Amazing. This is actually our first time, A, streaming just from the phone on a tripod. Last time we used a computer. And B, using two mics. Is that you can hear us both?
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you can hear both of us, or if it sounds like my voice is going through John's mic or something. I see Marco, you're here, so let us know.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, which box should we open first?
Let's start with this.
That's heavy. Okay, let's put this one back.
Okay.
So that's probably...
This one says it's the observation station.
Observation station. Okay, I'm going to put my coffee over there.
So yeah, for anybody who's just joining, this is the Vaonis Vespera that we're opening up.
Yep. I just got them, and I don't know if it's their see-through version.
And John is using children's safety scissors to open the box.
Yeah, well, my kids seem to, as I stab myself in the chest, my kids seem to steal all our utility knives and stuff because they're kids. Okay. Actually, maybe that's not good. Here, I'm going to check this drawer for an actual knife.
Here we go.
There we go. All right. Yes. So I'm not going to make that blade too long. That's a little bit easier than safety scissors, although it's not all that sharp by the look of it.
I'm just going to turn the volume on here for 1 second just to make sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys can hear us. I'm going to stop watching for comments that confirm that you can hear us.
Yeah, so some of the... Ooh, that's next one.
Ooh. Okay, this reminds me of my Oculus. When my Oculus is in a box like this.
Oh, that is heavy. Okay. Put that away. All right. So here we go. This is a nice box. I don't think I'm going to screw this up this time. People gave me a hard time with Unistellar because I didn't do a very good job opening the box. And they're like, how can we, if you can't open the box, how can we trust you? And, but then I talked to some other creators too, and they're like, we did the same thing. We just didn't show it on camera. But anyway, there you go. That's very nice. So in marketing, there is a motto that says the package is the product in marketing. Package is the product. Look at that. They did a great job. This seems like it could survive. It could even survive United Airlines. So interestingly, I flew a week ago to go see Sunshine Nate, and I have on video the Air Canada staff like hucking my telescope quite a distance, but I packed it really well, so it didn't get hurt. But it did go flying, literally and figuratively. Okay, yeah. So nothing to this box. That's it.
Yeah,
it's nothing else
inside the box. It's like cut specifically to.
There you go. That's it.
Wow, it's
take it away. Yeah, you can put it up here so people can see it. Yeah. There we go. All right, so here is the telescope.
United breaks guitars.
Yep.
And the telescopes.
You know what's funny? I bet that guy lives like a block from here.
Oh,
the United Breaks guitar guy, Steve. I want to say Steve Carroll. It's not Steve Carroll, but no, he lives. His band is local for us. So United Breaks Guitars is local here.
Yeah, all that foam definitely protecting it.
Okay, and
wow.
Nate warned me of this too. It is on. It was on. It's on. So this is a touchpad here, and so Sunshine Nate said, "Oh, I constantly accidentally brush it and turn it on or turn it off." Yeah, that can feel like little motors going. And so clearly I touched it. And okay, well you keep that safe because it doesn't. It's like a big egg.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It reminds me of something, but I can't put my finger on it. Like of a character.
Oh, it's the Wally
Oh,
character. I think, yeah, I think there's two smart telescope companies. And they both sort of look like. Put in the comments what Wally's girlfriend's name is.
Eve.
Is it Eve
It's
or is it Eva?
right now. An AirPod case that isn't what this looks like. It looks like a big AirPod case.
Biggest AirPod.
Eva. Okay, somebody says yeah, it's Eva.
Because you have to
Oh
say
yeah,
it.
like a soda stream. It kind of looks like a soda maker too.
It's a Eva. Okay, so
This is not a sponsored video. Vaonis, they did send us this, but we're just opening it up. This is not a sponsored.
they're not giving us money.
We just thought people like to see how things arrive in the packages. So if you order it, you know what to expect.
All right. So this, I thought this was going to be the tripod. It's not the tripod. Yeah, and where's the dog?
Our dog? Your dog?
Dog.
It's not
Dog
ours,
is
it's
gone.
your dog. She's
Yeah,
here.
Heather doesn't live here.
I don't live here.
Our studio just happens to be on the third floor of our house. In the Okay.
She's sitting next to the fire.
All right.
Hi from Germany.
Hello. Okay. This is nice. This is a lot smaller than the Unistar backpack, which is really cool.
So is there foam in there for it to sit? That's nice because then you can get rid of this box, which is lovely, but that's a pretty bulky way to store and transport this.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. So clearly designed just for this. Protective. Whoa!
Oh, yeah, filters.
Man, they made sure we were stocked up. Look at this. We've got solar filter. And these are honking. They're like bigger than 2 inches as a 50 telescope. So probably 50 aperture here is 50 millimeters. So we've got dual band. That's for your nebula. And then we've got light pollution. So you'd use this for Andromeda Galaxy in the city, that sort of thing. Amazing. And I assume these all go in here. And here, whoa, that weighs literally nothing. Feel it.
And this is the stand.
That's the stand.
Wow. Very light.
Yep.
Lots of hellos from Barbados, UK. And how much does it cost?
I don't know.
Good question. I could look.
I think it's, well, let them look it up. Put it in the comments.
Yeah, look it
Can you
up.
help us?
Somebody look it up and put it in the comments.
Because I think this one is $16.99, $17.99, but there's Black Fridays going on, and they're geo, whatever, locating you for your country.
Okay, we have a great question from Stellar Waldorf. There aren't very many visual oriented astronomy channels left. A lot are moving towards astrophotography. Do you see yourself making that shift with smart telescopes?
So if you look at of the last lots of videos we made, so we've made a lot. We've been doing a video per day for the last 2 months almost, and 95% of those videos have been for visual astronomers. So if that tells you anything, maybe, but 1 in 20 references a smart telescope. But the long videos, it's sort of hard to avoid because one of the most popular questions we get is what telescope should I buy? We say, what's your requirements? And they say, hey, I want to see planets and I want to take photos of nebula. Like they combine those two things. And if that's your shtick, that's what you want to do, then smart telescopes have to factor into that calculus. And typically because your question involves 2 telescopes. There's your phone.
Yeah.
Foam spacer. Okay, so let's get this open, and then we're gonna have to at some point figure out how it all goes into there because I think that is.
Oh, look at that.
That looks like whoa. Look at this.
Oh, it looks like a. Oh, it's a level.
Oh, it's a level.
Level. So here, I'll come bring it a little closer. So this is a plate that has a level on it, so you can tell if the scope is level on the ground that it sits on.
And check this out. There's the box for the stand, but it literally just sent the 3 legs. Okay, I'm totally gonna knock that over.
Just
okay.
Chopsticks.
Giant chopsticks. I assume they come out. Do they come out to level, or do these just come off? That must be how you level it.
Right.
Because they don't extend. That's interesting.
Put this up here. You will be less likely to knock me over then.
Okay, so every time you set it up, then do the tripod like that. Oops. Wait. Whoa. Now that is just a like solid piece of steel there.
And the legs don't fold in or out.
They don't fold in or out. So like
I'm sure that's because I mean the base here is quite wide, but I mean that's because this is so tall. You need something really stable to make sure it doesn't fall over.
So,
are you gonna watch the Gemini's meteor shower this year?
of course. I mean, we do own a stargazing park.
And by we, you mean you.
By me, by we, I mean me. By we, I mean Learn to Stargaze as an organization. Okay. So.
Cool.
What now?
It really looks like it's just gonna wake up and crawl away.
Yeah, I didn't see an instruction manual. Did you see an instruction manual?
No.
I think maybe that's.
Is it? That.
Oh,
there we go.
That.
Wow, it's very small. Okay, it's a QR code.
Okay, so I brought my old phone.
Okay, great.
Not sure if it's updated or not. So let's see. Okay, can you position that such that it looks cool? App Store.
I mean, it looks cool no matter what. It's a very cool.
Yeah, so we featured this telescope in our video. The pairing. So we paired traditional telescopes with smart telescopes in our video. Okay, so we've got Singularity by Vaonis, the app. I'm gonna hit get. It's downloading.
While it's downloading, they'd like an update on the stargazing park.
So, well, it's winter. Yeah, so update. So we've got a nonprofit organization founded, which took about a few months. So Heather did, I would say, all the work on that. Yeah, getting it established. That's the Abbey Ridge Observatory Association, sort of is a nonprofit that sort of oversees the activities there. And so we got a board of directors, and we need to start meeting. We've got a meeting next week with the board of directors to see sort of how we're going to operate things. But right now it is -10 out, and it is not definitely conducive to having events. Looking forward to a big summer of events. So where we advertise them, because it's local, is Facebook. So Stargaze Nova Scotia is the park. Stargaze Nova Scotia on Facebook is how we advertise pop-up events. So yeah, usually day chatting, there's some people we know in there. Do we know anyone here?
There's nobody that I knew so far. I do have a couple of things. So thank you. Somebody with a generic username says the video's backwards. So I assume that's because we're actually using the front camera on the phone that we're streaming from right now, so that we can see where we are in the frame. So they're saying that the book titles are backwards.
So there's a way to fix that. Maybe.
All right.
So I need to sign up. So they're making me sign up for an account. Do you want to? There might be a button on the screen. Can you go up? That's a good point. Thank you for letting us know that we're backwards.
Yeah. Hi, I'm really close to you now. Over here, like a mirror.
No, don't hit that.
Don't hit that.
Heat pump. And I don't know. All right.
You guys might just have to
deal
with that. Yeah, sorry. I'm so close to you guys right now. Let me tell you a secret.
Okay. Username.
Somebody's looking for an alternative to the Celestron 8SE minus go-to function. If you wanted to talk about that, you are probably pretty busy.
An alternative? That's the same as like. That's a big question. So you're looking for an upgrade? What are you looking for?
Just as alternative.
Yep. I mean, that telescope is what it is. So the evolution would be the alternative.
You guys
Next star evolution.
In the chat.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm never going to remember these passwords.
Make sure you save it to your device.
I don't think it is.
Oh.
Create a password.
Who else is going to be watching the Geminids?
All right. Begin your journey. Okay. I'm not going to remember that password I just created. Oh, well, they have my email.
Sometimes it's easier to just forget your password every time you log into something.
Just assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also a great way to avoid getting hacked.
Just.
Because your password is constantly changing.
Just forget your password. Okay. All right. So it says infinity is there for you, but first we have to get you prepared for your journey. Before jumping into the void of space, you need to complete a few steps. Shouldn't take longer than 3 minutes, which is the time it takes for the light to travel from the sun to Mercury. Great. Create your observatory. Your observatory is the place where you explore the sky. Use GPS position. Allow. This is a French company. We trust the French, right? Allow. All right, they know where we are. In theory, this phone's not connected to the internet. We'll see how it does. Well, it's not connected to. Oh, it does now. Okay. Yep.
It's connected to Wi-Fi.
Name of our observatory. I don't know.
Learn stargaze.
Sure. Learn to stargaze the observatory. OBS. Learn to stargaze OBS. Tell us about you. What are you into? Are you into geology, history, image processing, music? they're not collecting data for
they're selling your data.
Anything. Are you into literature, cinema, art?
I want to know why these questions are here.
This is very important to know when setting a telescope. Okay. How to set up your instrument. Connect your instrument's Wi-Fi. Open Wi-Fi settings. Oh, they give us a video.
Someone in the chat says, I think I like stargazing.
I know. That's why we're here. Interestingly, I pay for YouTube Premium, so we don't have ads, but we get an ad when we click on their thing. So
it may just be because it opens in
it opened in the thing.
In a browser that you're not signed into.
Okay. So now we watch a video on. So we've got. I know this is backwards, but we watch a video. Install on its tripod. Wait, that's not even the telescope. That's like a double wide thing. Look at that.
It might be like a beta version of it or something.
No, I think that's another model. That's funny.
Yeah, it could be the first one. What does the title say? Just tutorials.
Just Vaonis tutorials. Oh, so Stellina must be the other one. This is the Vaonis. Yeah.
This is the Vespera.
Vespera.
Which Vespera is a great name. It reminds me of Vesper, which is a James Bond girl. A Bond girl. My partner is really into Bond, so every time I think about this, I think of James Bond.
Okay.
If James Bond had a telescope, I feel like this would be the one.
Powering with a battery. How long is this video? This like doesn't apply to us at all. Okay. That's a good point. Where's the access panel?
Didn't Nate say it's this?
No. How do you charge it? Right. Oh, there it is. Okay, right here.
We are figuring this out in real time.
Yeah, I mean, some people complain about my videos. They're like, oh, why would you show your mistake on camera? I'm like, I'm filming it live. And I figure if I'm going to make the mistake and I own literally every telescope, it'd be hard to name a telescope I don't own.
Oh, this is a great question because people ask us this on our videos too. We are not married. John is married. We are both married, but to different people.
I hired Heather in June. There we go. Yeah. But There we go. Anyway, so watching the video. Now we're up to installing the app. Disregard the message, no internet connection. Okay. You know, I'm thinking,
You're just gonna wing it?
how to install an Android. Okay. Like, it's funny because to get to this point, we're almost, the video only has 50 seconds left. And so far, all we've got to is the place where you install the app, which you had to have done to get to the video. So that's pretty funny. Okay, so we level like this.
Put the level on.
Oh, the level goes in here.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it off.
Oh, look, the light screen.
Are you unscrewing it?
Yep, you can unscrew that.
We're both just standing here waiting for the other one to start unscrewing. Oh my goodness. Wait, is it just spinning?
Maybe.
It's just spinning, isn't it?
I do feel like on camera, everyone acts like a married couple if you have like two people on camera.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
I think this is just spinning, John.
Well, it's level.
It's level. It's level.
We're on a table. Okay.
These historic homes, they're known for being level.
This is the least.
That's
you can tell.
Can't see the ceiling.
If you look close in this video, this house was built. So our city exploded during World War I in 1917. In 1918, this house was built, and I'm pretty sure they just went around gathering all the remains of the south end of the city. Sorry, the north end, which was wiped out when the munition ship exploded in the harbor. And they just gathered the wood and they built this neighborhood because it was literally built 6 months later. Okay.
Okay, Megan in the chat is asking about a Dobsonian. She says she's a beginner, doesn't have a galley or a yard to put a proper telescope in. Is it good for me? So where are you thinking of using it, Megan? Give us a little bit more context there. Like if you want to bring it with you, is that to other places?
Yeah. So the solution there is this. Right. And then you can put it in your car. So this is.
She says she's thinking about getting the Astra 114 tabletop reflector dog.
Okay, that's not one I've ever heard of. And I've heard of most of them, but this would be the one, you can use it normally, like a normal Dob. So this would be the Heritage 150, would be your 6-inch version. This is the 5-inch version. They're really reasonably priced right now. So that should answer your question. And this is the Virtuoso is the motorized version if you want that. But this is what you want if you need to like carry it to where you're observing.
Yeah.
Like a park.
Yeah, so like a tabletop Dobsonian is that. That's what you're talking about in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so basically the way these smart telescopes work is you go to your Wi-Fi, or maybe let's just go in the app again and see what happens. Open Wi-Fi settings, and we should just be able to log into it. In theory, it should be creating a network that just shows up under other networks in your phone. And okay, so
is it on?
It was on. It is now off. Oh, it's back. It says green. Okay. Must be blinking on and off. Maybe it's this Nokia. That's Cubesia. I don't recognize these Wi-Fi networks. Here, let me go back into the thing. Open Wi-Fi settings.
You'd think it would be called Vespera or Vaonis.
Yeah, no. We have Nokia 5G and Nokia AE. Let's go 5G. Enter password. So what do we do? Okay, maybe it's not that. All right. So let's go back to YouTube. It's in French. How to set up.
I just turned it more on. Or no, it's off. That feels more on.
It feels more on. Okay, let's try blue.
Yeah, the Dobsonian that John just showed you was the Heritage 150.
Maybe try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is the password.
Are you just trying to jailbreak it? Like,
what does it say? Like, how do we get in? Does anyone know? In the comments, how do you? So typically, you go to the app, right? And it says connect your Wi-Fi. Boom. And then it shows up. Oh, there it is. All of a sudden.
Oh, it just turned green.
Okay.
Okay. So we hit this
All right.
button. It went blue, and then it went green, and now it went blue again. Now that you're connected.
All right, we're connected to Vespera 2. I'm gonna go back to the app. Allow. Success.
The home's Wi-Fi password is a good is a good guess because sometimes, like, if you're connecting things that are on the same network, it will adopt the Wi-Fi password of the Wi-Fi you're using.
Hey, we're into the app. It says your space center. Here is tonight's weather forecast. It actually says clear and full moon.
Yeah, except it's going to be negative 25 degrees Celsius, whatever that is.
Moon passes through the Pleiades. Okay. Moon to stargaze. OBS. Okay. That's cool. So it's got like a big weather forecast, all that stuff.
I'm just going to check in for new people. New people have joined. So we just received the Vespera 2, the second Vespera. We got it in a box today. We're unboxing it. This isn't sponsored. They sent us the product, but it's not sponsored. We just wanted to check it out, and we knew that you guys would want to participate in that. We've unboxed it. We've just turned it on. We've just connected it to John's phone. We're at the very beginning here. So we've shown off some of the packaging that it came in, but otherwise we haven't done anything with the telescope yet.
Okay, so I'm wondering if I pretend to look at the sun, how would we do that? Because it doesn't know we're inside, right? And I've got a thing. It shows our weather. Okay, so we've got a picture of a planet here. It says recommend it. So here's the thing that I like about some of the other ones. They've got a star map, and so it says Atlas or star map, and you boom, you click it, and then you can drive yourself around using the Atlas. Where should we go tonight? There's a search, sun, visibility, good, observe. Let's see what happens. Solar filter is mandatory.
Okay, we do have a solar filter.
If your instrument is new, it must have been initialized once at night for the solar mode to be observational.
Okay.
Okay.
So no solar observing for us today.
Well, let's see what happens. Take it out of the package. It's ignoring that in general. Look at that. Things are happening, though. It didn't seem to. Oh, it closed back up. It opened a little, and then closed. But I know the dwarf does that. It like sort of that's how it knows its home position.
Get this close to this so that you guys can maybe hear it. Can you hear
that? Hey. Wait, is ASMR safe for YouTube?
I think so.
Okay.
Lots of ASMR on YouTube. It's just being quiet, making sounds.
I have a fear of acronyms. Okay, install the solar filter.
Oh. Are we installing the solar filter?
I guess.
Here
we go.
Can we take this thing off? We should turn this way so everybody else can see. That would be more interesting for you.
Filter detected. So yeah, so it detects filters.
Okay, so here's the solar filter. I've never installed a solar filter before, so this will be fun. So do you think I must have to take this off? Do you think this just pops off?
What is that?
It looks exactly like this.
Maybe it goes on top. That might be a magnet.
No.
Is that a lens cap? They're all about no instruction manual. And that video was not helpful.
Oh my gosh. Wow. This is amazing. Okay.
Oh, it's a button.
It's a button. So, well, I'm so close to the camera. Sorry, guys. So you push. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm going to show you on this. This is what it looks like. And this part, you push it, and it has this little ridge on the back. And you push that, and it clicks out so nicely. Wow. I don't think this is anything. I think it's just, yeah, like a cap.
Okay.
So here's the solar filter. This should protect us looking at the sun.
Which we'll totally leave on and forget when it's on there at night.
Yeah, and you'll be like, why can't I see anything? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't want to break it, but so I'm trying to just push that because I think that was better. Okay.
Yeah, we could. I mean, the sun is out. We would just die of frozen.
Says you just put a big old thumbprint on that solar filter, and they're totally right. I can see it.
Really?
It's my first time installing a solar filter. Okay. We do have lens cleaning wipes at the observatory. Okay, let me catch up on these. Does it have a zoom non-digital? It has no.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
We have dual band filter and light pollution filter. I don't think it has a zoom.
I mean, zoom is not a filter. That's like
Yeah.
Actually
Yeah, like
changing. Zoom is changing the focal length of the instrument. Yeah, I highly doubt it. Okay, so wait, solar thing. Confirm. Confirm arm orientation. Wait, make sure everything works properly. Please follow these instructions. Turn the instrument to make it face the sun. You guys are the sun. When a thin beam of light passes between the closed arm and the shell, the alignment is optimal. Okay, so you wait until you see the shadow pass through the crack. During these steps, ensure the instrument's level remains correct. Confirm. Resetting arm position. Look, it says no sound. For some reason. I don't know. Can I click that button? Error. Net session task failed.
I wonder what sound it would otherwise be detecting.
I know. All right, there it goes again. Approaching the sun, looking for the sun.
I just looked into the light that we have over there, so maybe it'll also think that's the sun.
We could do it. Yeah. It's probably not gonna like that.
No.
Plus the sun is like way up in the sky.
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't know if what, like it's just showing that on the screen. I mean, we're in December. That's about right. So the Earth is tilted. Here's some astrophysics before you, or just astronomy, I guess. The Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees from solar system north. So we're tilted this way. And so in winter, we're tilted away from the sun. So you need to add 23.5 degrees to our latitude, which is about 45 degrees. So that would be like 60. My brain hurts. 45 plus 23 is 68. So 90 minus 68, and I think that's how far above the sun is from the horizon at around the solstice. So the sun is only like 20 degrees above the horizon for us right now, which is super low. Anyway, been a while since I did that calculation, but it's like depressing how low in the sky the sun is. So you can see this is only up about 18 degrees because of where we are. And it is struggling to look for the sun because it's probably doing some algorithm where it's looking at a gradient in the sky. That's where the light goes from light to dark, and it's going toward the light. So I actually wonder if it's trying to like.
It looks like it's trying to target on the light that we have set up there.
Yeah, it's trying to find our film light, which is pretty funny. But I think it's gonna quit. There's an abort button on here that is gray. So anyway, what'll happen if I hit the abort button? I'm like, is there actually any sun hitting our yard? Sort of. Wouldn't want to go out there though.
Yeah.
It's like Hoth.
Okay. Somebody would like to know if we think that the mount could be changed out for another mount.
Yeah. I think it's a regular, it looks like M12. I think a standard thread for a camera is M8. This looked pretty fat. But no, actually, I think that's the standard tripod. So for cameras, it's M8 is the connection, and I think M12 is the standard for telescopes. So typically, I'm just looking around the house at other mounts, but that one doesn't. The thing's screwed in the top. Just don't have one. Look at the bottom of anything. Like even this guy. Like I bet it's standard. So I bet we could put this on that tripod. Yeah. Okay. Abort. Remove the filter, close the arm.
Yeah, it would be good to lift it up if you didn't want to be down on the ground. Or if you didn't have a table. I think probably they're assuming that you're using a table of some sort with this.
Whoa, that's cool. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Put away.
Yeah. Put this one back on then.
Yeah. Oh, this goes on.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I'm putting another thumbprint on this just so everybody knows.
All right. Close the arm. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the fire. The door got left open and it was
I left
freezing.
it open. John is being intentionally vague. I left the door open when I arrived this morning, and it's the coldest day, like a record cold day for this time of year. And so the house was freezing.
It was.
Sorry to you and your family.
It was very cold. Okay, so there's. Okay, so let's see if we can. Oh, look at that! There we go.
Yeah, somebody says that they want to see you try to make a telescope yourself by grinding the mirror yourself. So interestingly, our counselor in this area, her father used to build his own telescopes, including like making all of the lenses himself, which is pretty cool.
So let's.
Yeah, that's something you could do. Oh my gosh, you gonna try to attach these?
Just to prove that stuff is universal. I always think of Happy Gilmore when righty tighty, lefty loosey.
It's just uneven. Okay, here we go. Here's some action.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Boom. There we go.
Frankenstein.
This is the new Vaonis Vespera. We just switched out the telescope.
Oh my god.
So there you go. So we learned a few things. Generic tripod base. Look at that, is sturdy. Look at that. I think we just buy the Vespera. We don't have a link, it's not sponsored. Just for that tripod, and then you can put it on your Virtuoso. Amazing.
Amazing.
That is like
Frankenscope.
Barely moving.
Abomination.
Abomination.
It looks cursed.
Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, now we're so much closer to the stars. For USA users, standard tripod is a 1/4 of an inch. This is probably 3/8.
3/8 sounds right.
No, he's American.
It's the standard one. You don't need to think about it. If you buy a tripod, it'll work. That's all you need to know.
Someone asks, should I buy a collimator?
I like it. I don't like. I collimate without it sometimes, but like, I actually want to try the Cheshire collimator, but which is similar to not using any collimator. So a Cheshire is just, it's a thing you put in the eye, you take out your eyepiece, you put in the little thing, and it has crosshairs in it. And then to collimate it, if you don't know what collimating is, just aligning the mirrors. And then what you do is you adjust these. This is your secondary mirror assembly. And so you adjust these 3 screws until the image of the primary is centered. And then, but you could use those crosshairs in the Cheshire to do it. So they're about $20. And I think the other option is with a laser. But I think the Cheshire is actually more accurate. And so with the laser, it just shows a little screen. One, you see the beam, so you make sure the beam is centered on the primary mirror at the back. And then if that's true, then the laser beam returns to the eyepiece, and there's a little screen on there. So that's the collimator that you typically would have. So I don't know. You can talk. I'll see if I can demo that. That's a good question.
Well, I'm just looking at these filters because I noticed that This one, the solar filter, on that little tab where you push the button to attach it and detach it from the scope, it has an S. So I'm wondering if that's how you keep track of them. Oh, it totally is. I don't know if that's normal. Like on a solar filter, it has an S on it so that you know it's the solar filter. And this is the dual band, and it has a D on it at the very top here. Because I was thinking, like, if you're just in these, you're going to lose track. I mean, obviously most people know what a solar filter looks like if you're using telescopes a lot, but if you're new, that would be challenging. But it actually has the letters written right on them, so you know.
Yeah, I have no idea where my collimator is. Probably in our film box.
Yeah.
Look at that comment. That was a huge comment.
Okay, someone wants to know why you would need a solar filter if you're not looking directly through the sun, directly at the sun through an eyepiece. I'm new to all of this.
Well, it's you just don't want to burn your camera sensor out, right? Like so it's I don't get in trouble with accuracy here, but you're right. It's not as bad as you think it would be, but it's still like all the sun's energy over the square inches of the back of the telescope are going onto that sensor. So all the heat that would gather is going in um, to a point. But yeah, like I actually don't. You can test this if anyone has a lot of money to burn out a sensor to see how long it takes to destroy your sensor by pointing it at the sun without a filter.
I imagine that the smart telescope companies have done that. Because if they don't need solar filters, wouldn't they?
So like the little, so on the dwarf telescope, it actually points at the sun without a filter with the smaller lens because again, it has to do with the diameter of the lens. Like I don't think you can point your cell phone at the sun and you're never going to hurt it because you're only gathering this much light, right? But if you're gathering this much sunlight, it's the same as taking a magnifying glass and burning an ant. That said, the light of the sun is spread over the diameter of the image, so then it's focal length dependent. So like if your focal length is such that the image of the sun on the lens is like that big, is huge, then the sunlight is spread over that area and it's not going to do that much damage necessarily. It'll still be overexposed. Exposed. So a solar filter takes the sunlight down in brightness by a factor of about 10,000. So if you take it off, you're getting 10,000 times more solar energy hitting that sensor. But will it burn it out right away? I would say no, but I'm not going to test it. And again, the reason is it's not like you're burning an ant where you're focusing the light into a tiny, tiny point. It's still got some, depending on the focal length, it's still got some diameter to it, the sun. So you're spreading the sunlight over the entire size of the sensor. Anyway, so it might take more than a few seconds to burn out your sensor. But again, only if you've got thousands of dollars to spare would you be worth testing taking a photo of the sun with a telescope without a solar filter. You're just risking your optics there. We tried to do a video once where we're gonna pop popcorn with a Dobsonian, and that was a really, 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 really bad idea. Um, I was I was wearing sunglasses, and all we did was we hung a dish of popcorn in front at the focal point right here. So, and then we push the telescope slowly over to the sun. And the instant the telescope was pointed at the sun, the popcorn exploded into flames. And it was literally instantaneous.
I don't think I've ever seen that video.
No, it is top secret. They're not going to do it. And then it also, I was looking at the popcorn with my sunglasses on, and it hurt my eye for like I had to go inside and then like I could see that image of the sun for like multiple minutes.
It's not good.
Literally, looking at the popcorn. So the sun had shined on the popcorn. The popcorn got so bright that yeah, it was not a good day. We did not make that video.
I mean, that sounds like great entertainment value if you're like over the trauma of it.
It would have been, but okay. So that was a fun experiment. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for us. We've probably been online for like an hour here, I assume.
An hour.
45 minutes.
Wow, that went fast.
I know. Yeah, we probably had lots of people coming in and out. Again, now is a good chance to ask your telescope questions. What's interesting on these lives, and I guess it's just where people are at, or there's better people to ask the questions. Like I have a degree in astrophysics and a master's in space systems engineering, and I tend to never get astrophysics or space ship questions. And so I always thought that was interesting. So I wonder if I need to either advertise that more, or because those are the questions I like answering the most. But I'm almost wondering if it's just I branded myself as observational astronomy guy, which is good because the hobby needs that. Like you were saying, or someone was saying earlier, it's going very astro. Can you do that?
Yeah.
It's hard to do with one hand. It's going very much so to astrophotography. Like everyone's doing astrophotography and they're forgetting about observational astronomy, which is a very, very different hobby. And it's almost just like therapy versus stargazing, which is like, there's nothing therapeutic. Well, some people might, but like photography in general, it's less therapeutic than like just looking at the stars and having no electronics. So the using no electronics approach is has been sort of the focus of this channel, and that's sort of the niche that we're able to dominate.
We've got a couple telescope questions.
Sure.
I have a 925 EVO and the motors are creaking here. What do I do? Should this earlier I did see this question. Should I add oil? I see some people saying never ever add oil. Other people are saying definitely add oil.
I mean, so that's worth a call to Celestron about. So there are, depending on where you live, there are people that repair telescope mounts. I know there's a famous guy in the UK that does it. He's featured on Astro Biscuit's channel, and I'm guessing there's an equivalent person in the United States. If you know what you're doing, yeah, that's another place you can go for that is Cloudy Nights. So I don't do maintenance under the hood on the motors of my motorized telescopes. Um, so that's just me. I go to the pros for that.
Question about the 150p. The rack and pinion focuser, in my opinion, is not very good. What would you say? Would you say that it's worth modding focuser?
Yeah, so it's not there's no rack and pinion on there at all. So that's the issue. For whatever reason, they're using a helical focuser. So that means it's twist to focus, which is, mostly it's finder scopes that have that method. And so what they're talking about is this here. And so it is kind of silly. And there's a couple of reasons they do it. So basically all your focus is a screw in this one. So like you go into focus just by screwing it in.
Probably that story to confuse you.
Yeah. Helical.
Helical.
So yeah, if I think there's videos on how to update that, but yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. Someone wants to know, do you need to know the constellations and the location that you're pointing at, or can you just look up at the stars and randomly find stuff?
It is unlikely you'll have fun looking up randomly. So it is sad that it's reversed too. But that's why you need a stargazing guidebook. So think of the moon, right? If you didn't know where the moon was and you had to find it with a telescope, you almost couldn't do it. And here's why. The moon is only 1/88,000th of the sky.
And just to say, if you were only looking in a telescope.
Yeah. So like let's say
you had
your
no
vision only moved.
You're looking in the telescope.
And I forget if that's the whole celestial sphere or just the moon. But like if you could line up around the sky above you, and it's got to be pretty close, within an order of magnitude, 88,000 moons. And so you only have a 1 in 88,000 chance of finding the moon through, let's say your telescope was a half degree across in field of view. Like at any given time, there's only a 1 in 88,000 chance that you're going to see the moon. of the targets that are really like impressive in a given season with a beginner telescope, there's like only about 10 that an amateur would recognize.
Yeah, I would say like when we're out stargazing, sometimes the target we're looking at is in the field of view. And John's like, hey, look, here's the thing. And I'm looking and I go, I don't see it. And then he'll show me what it's supposed to look like. And then I go back to the field of view and suddenly I can see it because I know what to expect. So even if you're just even if you're looking exactly at it, you might not know you're looking at it if you've never seen it before.
Right. So that's why you need to stargaze with a guidebook. You can't, well, you can, but it sucks. And people don't realize that is stargazing with an app. You shouldn't stargaze with an app. So use the app while you're at home hanging out, and then like
or to become familiar with
maybe become familiar with the night sky. But it's exponentially easier. I wish I had the current edition of this book where you put in better star maps. But to like use a book, because then you're going to look up, it's winter, you go to this, it's the winter section, you're going to look up, I know this is backwards, so I apologize, but you can find Orion, the 3 stars in a row, and then you can star hop, you use the other stars as reference to go over to your target and be like, oh, it's near this star. And then after you know exactly where in the sky to point your telescope, you put your finder there, and then you point your telescope there. So that's how you find things. But again, you only have a 1 in 88,000 probability of accidentally running into a given target on a given night. Now, there's lots of targets out there. So like if you do spend enough nights randomly scanning the sky, you're gonna run into them. But it'll take a long time and you won't know what you're looking at. That's what you need, a guidebook. And again, you can't use the apps for 2 reasons. One, you ruin your night vision. You won't be able to see things in the sky. And number 2 is they oversell what you're realistically able to see. Like in your app, you might see the Iris Nebula, but even if you have a giant telescope in the suburbs, for example, you're never going to see it.
Yeah, a great example of that is I recently borrowed one of John's telescopes and brought it out to New Brunswick to show some of my family Saturn, because Saturn was going to be pretty relatively high in the sky that night. And my one of my brother-in-laws came out and he was like, oh yeah, like I use this app all the time. I don't know what the app was, but he's like, I use this app all the time. And he's like, oh yeah, so Saturn, it'll be there later today. And I'm like, no, that is Saturn right there. And I'm pointing at it. He said, no, that's just a star. Look, this is what Saturn will look like. And I was like, buddy, that's like huge. It's a big picture of Saturn. It's never gonna look like that. Like it was as big as the moon on his app.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then even when we were looking in the telescope, like you can see the rings in this telescope, but we were on grass, like it was pretty shaky, so it was kind of hard to see. But I was like, you've really got to focus in to see. And he thought he was going to be able to see it like on his phone in the telescope. And I was like, no, that's not what you're going to see.
Yep.
Yeah.
And our guidebooks, and again, we are confident that we write the best guidebooks ever written. So that's primarily what we do. The only reason we're doing a big social media push right now is that like book writing time for this season is over. We'll dive back in January, but you know we've just got recent books on the market. I'm so sorry this is mirror reverse. We need like almost a mirror here, but like 50 things to see with binoculars in space. Like you cannot match the effort and the years that we put into making these books as beautiful as they are. So there's links in the description. They're extremely reasonably priced because these are published by the biggest publisher in the United States, Penguin Random House, and their division Source Books. You will not find higher quality books. The links are in the description. Waterproof pages, and you get certificates for completing all the observations. There's binoculars in space and 110 things to see with a telescope. Again, waterproof pages and star maps for every target, and all organized by season. This is cool. There's your for springtime. There's your galaxy cluster, your Virgo galaxy cluster, how to navigate that. Um, but for the most part, one target per page, and easy star hopping instructions and map um, to show you how to do that. So again, put years and years of efforts into these books, years. And this book, I think, selling for $12 now.
It is
And it's literally the best stargazing book I think that's ever been written, because I read every other book and then did personally photographed every target in this book, observed it, wrote down with the help of Chris Vaughn you know, our experience, put it into a book. What's this? Oh, that's my page sample. Yeah, we've got 40 pages of how-to guide at the beginning, how to use a telescope, different types of telescopes. And I think it's 40 pages of that. Just in case you didn't know. And then you dive right into your targets. I think this one has like 7 or 8 pages of extra observing logs to record your progress. And again, the links for these are in the description. Yeah, so there's your forms for getting your certificates. Index. Well, maybe these ones didn't include. Oh, because they're on every page. All right. So in this book, we provided enough observation logs to do the certificate yourself. In this book for binoculars, I think because we had so many moon targets, we had to include multiple pages of observing logs in the notes, the back. Yeah, so you've got a whole logbook at the back there. Anyway, hope that answers your questions on how to find things in the sky and why you need to use guidebooks to do it, specifically guidebooks with one target per page. So that's what we do.
Couple other questions. So somebody's asking about how the Vespera 2 compares to the Sea Star. We haven't tested this yet. That'll come in a future video.
Yeah, but you can go online and see the images, but the main difference, because I think is in the sensor size. So if you look at a sea star, let's say your image is the same size, like the Veil Nebula is a popular one. The Veil Nebula is like this big. So the sea star image is going to be like this, like vertical, like a cell phone ready to share. The Vespera image is going to be like that. So it all has to do, it doesn't all have to, but it's primarily to do with the size of that sensor, which is the most expensive part of the telescope. So I think this has like a $500 sensor in it. So Sea Star is using like an $80 sensor. This is a $500 sensor in the camera. And so you're getting that much more image. The other thing that's going to be just a little higher quality in this is the optics. You've probably got more higher quality glass and higher quality optics that's going to give you a sharper image. So that's the difference. Again, cheap sensor or a small sensor, not necessarily cheap, because I think like at a pixel level, it's probably similar. But again, you're using and they're all using Sony sensors, I believe. So Sea Star sensor, Vespera sensor. So like a big image is what you're going to get.
Okay, we have a space flight question, which I want to come back to in just 1 second. But first, I want to get to do you have any suggestions for must-have Christmas gifts, ideally affordable? These books, like seriously, great Christmas.
Yeah, get the books, but again, for stargazing people, a Zoom eyepiece, just lots of fun. Like you're adding to your portfolio. I like using Zoom eyepieces just because they're fun. If you want to upgrade your eyepieces, get high quality eyepieces with the same focal length you already have. So again, we're talking, these are gifts for someone that already owns a telescope.
Yeah, John actually just did a whole video on this, and it's what was the title of
it? Was
video?
Telescopes for $300.
And then the last section of that video is accessories.
I think they might all be in the links in the description here. I literally copied and pasted the description from that video and put it here. So click that link in the description or that description button. You should see accessories there that we included in that video. So that's Zoom eyepieces, upgrades to your existing eyepieces. So like if your telescope came with a 25mm eyepiece, then you would upgrade to a 25mm eyepiece that's premium. And the brand I've been using is Beta Hyperion. You can get them Amazon or All Star Telescope, that sort of thing. And again, links in the description. So Zoom eyepieces, SV Boni makes one, Celestron makes one. They're both pretty good. And yeah, so if you have a short focal length telescope like this one, if you want better views of the planets, I might actually get the 5mm Beta Hyperion eyepiece, or the 5mm Celestron XL. So that, because the focal length is so short, you're got a giant wide field of view, which is great for wide field targets, for big targets, which is most stuff. But want to see Saturn's rings like up close, You pop in the 5mm eyepiece. There you go.
Okay, these are exactly the kinds of questions that you want. Here you go. Ready?
Let's see.
This like question.
Sure.
Which commercial spaceflight operator agency do you think will be the next to launch humans to the moons? China's, CNSA, Blue Origin, SpaceX, NASA. What do you think?
Well, NASA, and there's a difference between landing on the moon and going to the moon. So recently,
specifically humans.
yeah, but same thing. So going to the moon is when you like Apollo 8, where you go to the moon, you orbit nearby, and then you come home. And so there's a big difference between that and landing. So, there are a bunch of different proposals to go and do missions to the moon where you don't land. One of them got canceled. Like that was, I think, like Blue Moon or something that Tim Dodd was supposed to be on that space flight, and a bunch of other artists and Chinese billionaires. That got canceled. Recently, the highest altitude space flight was Polaris Dawn, and so they went up to 1,600 kilometers to do their spacewalk. And the idea there was they were testing spacesuits for SpaceX. But next year, within the next 10 months, there should be a moon flight with humans. So that's with Jeremy Hansen, Christina Koch, I think, probably messing up the names, and then their commander, and then the other guy. So, yeah, three guys. One of them's Canadian, and then Christina, and so they're going to the moon next year. They're not going to land. So that's on the NASA spacecraft, the SLS. After that, it's for humans. It's tied between Blue Origin, but it's complicated because you have an architecture that takes place, right? So there's a station called Gateway that's supposed to be going up, and so Gateway is a space station near the moon, and the way it works is that the space station has landing vehicles that would, in theory, ferry people down to the surface. So you've got two by Blue Origin. So they've got a human lander, and then they've got a cargo lander. And then SpaceX with Starship, there's a lunar landing variant. And so the idea is there that those spacecraft park there at Lunar Gateway, and then they shuttle people and supplies down to the lunar surface. I don't know if China's moon lander plans are public. So that could come out of left field and just surprise us. They're busy rescuing their astronauts today. So I think they launched their rescue mission yesterday to get those astronauts down that were stranded because of their damaged return vehicle. So yeah, this 2026, you're going to have a NASA mission going to the moon. After that, it's going to be all about Lunar Gateway, at least on the American Canadian side, and Blue Origin and SpaceX being the contractors to get the spacecraft, including humans, from the Lunar Gateway station down to the surface. That's my current understanding. Could be a few months old at this point.
Cool.
Boom.
Otherwise, like people are really chatting with each other in the chats about both Collimation and the Jupiter's moons. So that's kind of fun. It doesn't seem that there's like a particular question that's emerging because people seem to be answering each other, but that's something that people are talking about a lot. So maybe those are things to do videos on the future, Collimation and
or more Collimation videos. So some people complain about my Collimation videos because there's one thing that I don't tackle, and that's the angle of the so the secondary mirror can also rotate within the spider arms, and I've never touched on that because I've never had it be an issue. So anyway, we'll have to tackle that concept. I'll have to try to trigger a messed up secondary in that respect, but that we can talk about that as well.
They've asked this person, Stellar Waldorf, has asked a few times if we could take a selfie with Eva, as she's now been called. But I don't know that we could.
I don't know. Just screenshot it. Look, here we are. We're with the telescope. Boom.
I don't know. But yeah. Okay, since space is infinite, how would you go about discovering new galaxies and stars, or can you only do that with using something like the James Webb Telescope?
Well, that's called a question that contains assumptions. So we don't know if space is infinite. We can see, because the speed of light is limited, we can only see so far because you're gonna hit the beginning of the universe in terms of light. So that light is gonna be as old as the universe if using James Webb Space Telescope. But by discover, let's say you're looking at the oldest galaxies, which are maybe 13 billion years old or something. So like within like a half a billion years of as far back as things existed. Because again, light is getting older, the universe 13.6 billion years. And so you can only go back that far, right? So what we mean by discovering is as James Webb is looking at that part of space, you're seeing and doing analysis on galaxies that it sort of runs across in its sort of survey of that part of the sky. So, in terms of what you know about a galaxy that's that far away, you basically know its spectrum. So you're doing mass spectroscopy on it, and so you're going to get a graph that basically is wavelength and um how many photons at a particular wavelength you're getting. So like whatever, it's just a graph and how many photons of that wavelength are you getting. So like if there's a lot of photons coming in at like blah wavelength, then you might be like, oh, that's iron, or blah wavelength, that's carbon. And so you're just categorizing galaxies by primarily, I believe, their metallicity. Uh, and you would think as you go through time, the galaxies are gonna get more, you're gonna have more and more metals in them as time goes by, because those metals need time to form in supernova explosions and neutron star mergers, that sort of thing. And so as the universe ages, you would expect to have a lot of metals. And I think one thing they're finding, and again, it's been a couple of years since I've really looked into this, is that there's still a lot of metal in really old galaxies. So galaxies that formed around the beginning of the universe seem to have more metal than we think they should. So that's one of the big mysteries that they're dealing with. But I may hop on live again with the James Webb guy who just wrote, one of the James Webb scientists, later today. So we'll see if he agrees to do a live video. He just wrote a book, and so I'm going to go talk to him later today. And that's a good question for him. Okay.
We've answered all our questions.
Boom.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, just make sure you subscribe. Check the comments. Lots of links. Lots of links there for Christmas present ideas. We've got our books. Make sure that the books are by a real human. Okay. When you're shopping and this goes to for any book online right now, we are getting flooded out by AI copycats of our books that don't have authors, and their marketing is really good because they're producing books by the hundreds or maybe thousands, and so they're getting sales and they're using those marketing dollars to go and make ads for their AI books. Not cool. Please if you see an astronomy book with no author, boom, please thumbs it down, because they're written by AI and they're riddled with errors. It's not cool, and it's almost impossible for a non-astronomer to tell how bad the books are, and they're clearly not written by an astronomer. Really not cool. Really making it hard for us, and someone that makes stargazing books for a living, to get by, because these AI knockoffs, and we're training them. So every book we make are training the AI models to make copycat books, which is not cool. And again, they're different enough that they're not actually violating any copyright laws. They're just learning from us how to make a world-class stargazing book. But the issue is, because they're using AI, tons of factual inaccuracies, but they're able to outmarket us because they can produce so many books. So that's been a big challenge for us this Christmas, is to break through that noise on Amazon, because their search algorithm is dominated by pay-per-click ads, and the AI book companies are able to outmarket us, and that's not cool. So that's my rant about AI books that are riddled with factual errors, and they're even using our titles, which is not cool. So make sure there's an author on the books, and ideally buy books from people are real, right? I even bought a book for my kids that it was recommended by a YouTube video on like, hey, what are some books to help your kids grow up and learn things? And I think the video I watched, in hindsight, was probably AI generated. The book was AI generated, and the marketing was AI generated. When I went back and confirmed, and it was just I like feel dirty just having bought that book. Um, so yeah, make sure you're buying things from real people and support humans. That's all I have to say about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Seems like lots of people are in support in the comments.
Amazing. You guys rock. Yeah, 99.9% of the comments that we get are positive on this channel, and I love it. And there should be nothing controversial about space, and because it's accessible to anyone and everyone. There's no one preventing you from going and enjoying the night sky. I guess except for people shining streetlights down in parks and stuff, but yeah. Besides that, just enjoy the Geminid meteor shower. Next week, just wait until the moon's set and go out. Like don't overthink it. It's full moon now, so that means the moon is going to rise later and later. About a week from now, you won't see the moon until well after midnight. Go out and just look up on a dark night, and you'll see the Geminids, and that's really exciting. So anyway,
all right, cool.
you guys rock. I'm gonna sign off.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching us chaotically unbox this telescope. Well, you'll see more about it in the near future.
All right. Ciao.